And then when Memphis ran a fake punt.
Louisville needs such a heavy pass rush. They need to watch for the screen pass here.
3rd and 15. Louisville showing blitz. Here they come after Anderson, and they nail him in the ball. Oh, I thought he dropped the ball for a minute, but he held on to it inside the 5-yard line. But there is a penalty flag at the 15.
Louisville showing blitz, I think, got Memphis on their heels a little bit quickly, and they set up, and I believe we'll have illegal. Go ahead and try and make a big play, create a score. Didn't execute it the way they were supposed to. They got off too early, and Louisville only gets the 5-yard penalty out of it.
3rd and 20 from the 10, and it's a play fake to the tailback. Anderson being chased in the end zone. Now runs out of the end zone up to the 5, throws it upfield incomplete, and he actually stepped out of bounds, I believe, just as he threw that pass back at the 5-yard line. He did.
Valen Taylor took one of the Fox cameramen as he ran out of bounds and knocked him nearly to the bleachers. I hope that's got outside and almost knocked him down.
Paramore will punt from deep in the end zone. He will have the wind with him. Louisville with a mild rush. He gets it away, and it's a pretty good one, riding the wind, and Clark fields it at his 47-yard line, running to the 45, and won't get anywhere.
I said he almost knocked him down. He definitely knocked that person down, whoever it is. That was a good lick.
49-yard punt that time by Drew Paramore of Memphis, and the Cards will begin in Memphis territory on this possession. They are at the...
I'm sure in there to block, but we might see Rico Williams, after having success on his first carry of his Cardinal career, get a few more opportunities here in the ball game.
46-yard line is where they spot the ball for play. Wade, the fullback. Williams, the tailback. Play fake to Williams. Redmond fires over the middle. Crowley has a second catch of the day and is thrown down at the 32-yard line. First down, Cardinals.
Chris Redmond on a good play action fake that time and just kind of shuffled and slowed down.
2 passes. He only had 4 all season before today. 1st and 10, Louisville. Payne hands off to Rico Williams, and he can't get outside as he tries to run it to the right and is stopped for no gain.
Looked like somebody forgot to block Tim Hart. Outstanding football players, but you wouldn't know it by the way Louisville's run the ball against him today.
Tim Hart's a 290-pound defensive tackle for Memphis. Marvin Thomas is just 3 away from being the career sack leader for the Tigers. 2nd and 10, Louisville. They lead 7-3. Redmond again a play fake. Little pressure, so he throws the short screen, and it hits an offensive lineman in the back, and that's going to be an ineligible man downfield. And then there also is a flag. He wasn't downfield, actually. That it can be intentional.
Yeah, that was not a good call.
Greg, can you help us out a little?
Yeah, I caught what I thought was a deflected pass, but guards don't have any reason to do that.
3rd and 17 from the 39. Payne fades back, throws it over the middle to Montano at the 40, runs ahead to the 35 and is hit. And he'll be gaining only about 4 yards and bring up a 4th down for the Cardinals. Surprised me at all. And Louisville has Jason Wyatt as their searchlight, as they call that position, the short position. And now the whistles blow, and Memphis is pointing at Louisville as if the Cardinals are jumping around. It is 4th down and 14. But now we're going to have this penalty call. Borseth had his worst punt of the year a while ago, a 12-yarder backed up deep in his own territory, but the Cardinal defense held. It's an illegal procedure penalty against Louisville. Knock him back 5 yards. But, getting punts deep, more than 1/3 of his punts have been downed inside the 20. And he has a chance to get another one here.
Kicking into a strong wind, that's a tricky way to field a football when you kick a high punt like you expect him to kick with a stiff wind. This one could end up on the ground.
Here's the snap to Borseth. No rush. And he kicks it high. It's going to go inside the 10, and Louisville is there, and they touch it inside the 5, and it rolls to the 1.
Be down about the 3-yard line, Paul.
That's where they first touched it, but they're signaling as if they're going to take it down there at the 1. Louisville first hit it at about the 3. At either...
This is Kentuckiana's news, weather, and traffic station, 84 WHAS.
Cardinals playing their final home game of the year. They lead Memphis 7-3, but
Louisville's D has just been outstanding. Memphis has had 17 carries for 20 yards and 20 net yards. They got 25 yards on their fake punt, so they're actually minus yardage.
Here's the snap from the 4, and Scruggs scoots it right through the middle to gain about 3 yards out to the 7-yard line. So what you're telling me is if you negate the fake punt play, Memphis has actually run.
So what that tells me is that Louisville's defensive line and linebackers is playing on the other side of the neutral zone.
2nd down and 7 for the Tigers. I formation. Anderson hands to the tailback, and he's hit to the 5-yard line. Riley can't escape the onslaught of Louisville defenders once again. This Louisville defense is ranked 7th in the country in total defense.
And even Ramon Bryan, before he was suspended, it seemed like the linebackers were making a lot of the plays. The defensive linemen were using up blockers. Now this defensive line is not only using up blockers, but they're making a lot of tackles.
3rd down and 9 for Memphis. Anderson backs up into the end zone. Throws it over the middle. It's broken up. Leland Taylor, I think, is who jumped up and swatted the ball down.
Leland Taylor is having one of the best games I've seen ever by...
Louisville has been enthusiastic throughout.
Yeah, Paul, you know, it's senior day today, and I think these seniors want to make a statement before their career is over with. So you can definitely tell the enthusiasm's having an effect.
Here comes the punt out of the end zone. Clark, a fair catch at the 42-yard line. So the Cards begin again on the Memphis side of the 50, and the offense really needs to take advantage of these situations.
Down. Eventually, you're going to turn the ball over. So Louisville needs to knock off some pretty good chunks of yardage, a.k.a. make a few big plays to score some points.
Redmond, quarterback, pitches to Rico Williams, sweeping right at the 45, runs to the 40, by a man at the 35, to the 30, and out of bounds at near the 25-yard line. Williams and Cherisika have looked good today, Doug.
This has really been as good as it's been all year long for the Louisville running game.
Cards have run for 79 yards already. Here's the handoff again to Williams. He knifes it through the middle. He breaks loose at the 25 and scoots ahead to the 20 and a little more down to about the 19 or the 18-yard line.
Looked like he got the 1st down. You expected him to run against and run very effectively. Memphis, on the other hand, while their defense is not as good as it has been in previous years, I didn't expect Louisville to be able to run the ball as well as they have in this game.
Cherisika 58 yards, Williams 34. I formation on 1st and 10 from inside the 20. Handoff again to the tailback. That's Williams again as he knifes it inside to the 15-yard line. Gained about 4 yards on the play. This is the way he looked in the spring, Doug. He looked very good.
Played a lot better in the games than he ever has in practice. And maybe Rico Williams has not been a good practice player, but he's looked pretty good so far in the football game today.
Make that last gain for 5, and it is 2nd and 5 at the 14. Bates in motion to the right side. Fake handoff this time. Redmond rolls left, looking to throw. Lets it go. It is caught inside the 10-yard line. A leaping catch by Ivan Green. He threw that into a pretty tight Memphis coverage, but it was a good throw, and Green made a tough catch. 1st down.
And the only way that Jeremy Stewart was going to get to that ball was to go through Ivan Green. He made a good catch and, more importantly, got a 1st down.
Louisville threatening to increase its 7-3 lead late in the 1st half. 2 receivers to the right. Redmond hands off to Williams. Bounces to the outside, but can't break free on this one, and is stopped at a 7 for a gain of a yard.
Tony Williams in the back. Time for Louisville. Hoffman, the center, Rick Nord, Anthony Bird doing a good job. Steve Macetic and Matt Johnson getting it done up front for the Cards today.
2nd and goal of the 7. Redmond's going to drop back to throw this time. Looks to the right, looks back over the middle. It's caught by Montana with the 5 and is cut down at the 4-yard line.
Tackles and a lot of tackles in a football game.
Louisville's offense has converted just 29% on 3rd down this year. They have a 3rd and goal at the 3. High backfield. Redmond, the quarterback, receivers to either side. Bates in motion to the right. Redmond turns, hands to Williams in the backfield at the 5. He's hit. He fights for more. He's stopped just short.
I thought he was going to get in. He just got so close, twisted up, and got nearly into the end zone, but not quite enough. And I think as well as the line's blocking, you got to go for it here.
The crowd wants them to. Here comes Ryan Wade and Andy Peak in. Peak, another tight end. Wade, another running back. And Jason Payne comes in. to that move. Payne up behind center, and it's a mix-up, but he's going to keep it and roll to the right at the 5, and he's going to be pulled down at the 7-yard line. Payne turned, and there was nobody to hand the ball to, and Memphis caught him for a loss back at the 7-yard line. The last 2 times Louisville has knocked on the Memphis door, the Tigers have not let them in.
Cardinals have been down there. They've had their opportunities. I tried to hand it off, and there was no one there. I don't know if it was his fault that no one was there, but it sure didn't make that offense look very good.
So Memphis takes over, trailing 7-3 with a minute and a half left in the second quarter. Anderson backs up to the end zone, throws a bullet over the middle, caught at the 10-yard line, wrestled down at the 15-yard line after the catch went to the fullback Scruggs. Nope, I'm sorry, that was a receiver. That's 86 Floyd, ahead of Miguel Montano in receiving yardage.
I understand why Coach Cooper wants Jason Payne in there because he's a better runner, but if you're going to hand it off, you don't really need a quarterback that's a better runner.
Second down and 2 for Memphis, 49 seconds left in the half. Anderson hands to the tailback, and he runs it right through the line and might have the first down needed to go to the 8 for the loss.
Yeah, and I would find it hard to believe that he was the one that made the missed assignment on that one. And I think you've got to capitalize on that one way or the other. Now you go back and say, well, hindsight being 20/20, kick the field goal. At least you're up 10-3 at half.
16 seconds left. Memphis, Cadre Anderson backs up to the 10. He throws an out pass out here. It is caught at the 25-yard line, and boy, that man is demolished. That was Rashad Bailey, who just got hammered by 2 Cardinals as the final seconds tick away.
Same at half.
So we'll go into 44 in the second half, and Louisville will get the first possession here in the third quarter. Rico Clark back at his goal line to return. And here's the kick. And may carry out of bounds as it heads to the goal line, does hit out of bounds at the 3. And I would imagine Louisville will take this out at the 35-yard line. Not many of the...
But he was about 6'4".
He was the last of the straight-ahead kickers, as I recall at that time.
He may get a few back. You never know. I doubt it, though.
Chris Redmond on the first series of the second half takes the snap, short drop, looks to throw. He's going to run it up the middle, ducks under an on-rushing man at the 35. And again,
Greg Brown say Louisville was going to do the short drops and throw the hitch. If he'd have thrown that hitch, he'd have thrown it right to Mike McKenzie, the cornerback, who had gotten, and that would have been a big play for Memphis. So Redmond made the right decision there.
He completed 11 of 13 in the first half. Second down and 7. High backfield. Receiver in motion is Bates to the left. Redmond hands to the tailback. Cheresika skips outside at the 40, curls back to the 45, runs it out to the 49-yard line for first down yardage by Tendai Cheresika. The freshman has been crisp with his runs today.
Tremendous. Cheresika is a guy that seems to be running full speed after his second step.
74 yards today for Cheresika after that 11-yard scamper. It's almost at the 50-yard line. First and 10 Louisville, who leads 7-3. We're early in the third quarter. Bates in motion toward the right side this time, and Redmond will fake to Cheresika. Looking, throwing downfield, caught by Montano at the 35-yard line, wrestled down after making the catch. Miguel Montano is now the 4th leading receiver in Louisville history. That's his 101st.
Montano, and an outstanding throw right on the money for the first down.
41st catch this year for Montano, leads Conference USA in that department. Second in total yardage behind Floyd of Memphis. First and 10 Louisville at the 35 of Memphis. Payne hands to Cheresika. He blasts into the middle and scrambles ahead for about 4, maybe even 5 yards to the 30-yard line.
Cheresika lucky to find a seam there because a middle linebacker blitz up the middle that time by Memphis disrupted Louisville trying to run a trap play. I'm blocking him. He gets in the way of the pulling guard. Tendai Cheresika got 3 yards basically on his own merit there.
I thought he got more than that. His knee must have hit back before the ball actually came down. Here's a quick drop and a throw wide of Yusuf Ware out of the 25-yard line toward the far sideline. Redmond let one go quickly.
Looked back at each other like maybe there was a little confusion on that pass route.
3rd and 7 at the 31-yard line of Memphis. 7-3, Louisville ahead early in the third quarter. This is the opening possession of this half. Backs are split apart. Redmond straight back. Good protection. Throws deep down the sideline, out of the reach of Miguel Montano down to the 5-yard line. Good coverage by Mike McKenzie, the cornerback, but the pass was overthrown.
Good job protecting against the blitz, but Memphis did a better job of covering.
This is Sam Madison back to punt. So it's going to be a fake. It's to Payne. Pitches to Madison. He's hemmed in. He's looking for room. Reverses his field. Back at the 40. Slips and knocked down at the 42-yard line. Sam Madison was lined up where Jeremy Borseth would normally be. Then the snap went to Payne, who was the short man. He pitched to Madison, but Memphis closed it off. And the Cards will turn it over on downs.
It was actually in the slot. They had wide men. They had Payne up there kind of in that fullback position, and Madison was only 10 yards deep. So, it didn't even look like a punt formation, I'm sure, to Memphis, and it wasn't executed very well by Louisville.
1st and 10, Tigers from their own 42. Anderson fakes on the deep handoff, fades back to the 30, now has to try and scramble away and can't get free. Sacked back at the 37-yard.
Leland Taylor has got him on skates, and he's pushing him into the backfield.
2nd down and 14 for Memphis. And Anderson will fade back again. He's going to let a pass go. This one's caught by Scruggs at the 40, heads to the outside at the 45, and run out of bounds by Louisville's Sam Madison. That got him past the original line of scrimmage out to the 45.
But Cardinals on Memphis's scoring drive really was set up by a major Cardinal penalty and a fake field goal. Other than that, the Tigers have had very little success moving the football, and they'll be forced to convert a 3rd down here to keep the drive alive.
3rd and 6 from their own 46. Louisville leading 7-3. Anderson has one running back. He's going to fade back and throw over the middle. It is juggled and incomplete at the 50-yard line. Chancey Carr juggled it about 3 times as he was running along the 50-yard line. If he had held on to it, Louisville
had on 3rd down where they get the ball into the hands of a receiver, give themselves a chance to make the play, but they don't even catch the ball. Louisville's done that many, many times so far this season.
Clark and Montano deep to field the punt. Paramore has it. Mild rush. He hits a tight spiral that will be fielded by Clark at the 16 to the 20. He almost can get away, but not quite. They pull him down at the 30-yard line, but a good 14-yard return by, that was Madison, actually, where North Carolina demolished North Carolina State today, 52-20. Louisville will play North Carolina next week. Cardinals lead 7-3 in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Hand off to Rico Williams. Clogged up at the middle, so heads to the outside at the 30. Scoots to the 35 and continues sprinting ahead to the 40-yard line and across to the 42-yard line.
Memphis came with his to cut back outside to pick up a 1st down.
Williams and Cherisika have been a dynamic mini duo today. 1st and 10 Louisville, handoff again to Williams. He pushes it ahead to the 45, and then the pile pushes him backwards all the way to the 40-yard line. But I believe his forward progress got him a couple of yards to the 45.
Tackle by Hogan's, the middle, pretty good block, but there was good linebacker flow and pursuit up there to close that hole off.
Good numbers offensively, good numbers defensively for the Cards today, but not real good numbers on the scoreboard, where they only lead 7-3. 2nd down and 7 for Louisville. I formation behind Redmond. Fakes to Williams, rolls left, now stops, now throws. It is gathered in complete at the 39-yard line by Robert Bates. Made a good catch, tight roping the sidelines, and hauled in a big gainer for a 1st down.
Execution, Paul. Entire football game, and you see a simplified offense that's not doing a whole lot of different things, but what they are doing, they're executing very well.
16-yard gain, and praises to Robert Bates, who has come back strong after leaving the team temporarily. Pitch to Williams, slanting to the right across the 40. He is hit and knocked down hard after a short gain of a couple of yards.
Jumped over the block of Ryan Wade, who was a lead back there, and very similar to that of Cherisika, and their running styles really complement each other.
And Cherisika has just checked back in to replace him. Ryan Wade is the fullback ahead of Cherisika. Handoff to Tendai. Tries to crack it up the middle, but Memphis stopped him this time for no gain.
Tony Williams just knifed through there for Memphis. Penalty with that illegal touching play, but usually a pretty good position to execute a halfback screen pass here.
a loss on that last play. It's 3rd and 9, and Payne on half roll to the left. There's a penalty flag. He lofts one out, and Ivan Green can't pull it in at the 30-yard line. It was a good throw over the retreating defender, Kevin Cobb.
This can decline and does,
forcing Louisville to punt. Forsyth is in at the 50-yard line. It looks like he will let this one fly.
Had Louisville made the reception with Ivan Green, at least they would have had another down because Memphis would have taken the penalty because it would have been a first down.
Carr is at his 10 to field the punt. Forsyth hits it high. Louisville has a chance to down it. Hits at the 15, and it is bouncing at the 10 and dead. So Forsyth downs another one deep. Memphis 1st and 10 from their own 10. Cadre Anderson has an I formation behind him, and he will give to the tailback, Riley. He slants off the left side of the line, and Louisville piles him up after just a 2-yard gain. Theophil O'Reilly averages 69 yards a game, 4 yards per carry. He has 10 yards on 7 carries today. That's how stalwart the Louisville defense has been yet again. 2nd and 7. Anderson backs to the 5. Throws a screen pass out wide, and he breaks a tackle at the 15, runs out to the 20-yard line. That was Chancey Carr who pulled it in, made the first man miss him, and then got some additional yardage out across the 20-yard line.
He just came up and pushed him in the back and got him away from him. The official didn't make the call, but that's the way it goes. They don't see them all, but that one was one that looked like Madison was going to make the tackle on.
1st and 10 Tigers at their own 23, trailing 7-3 in the 3rd quarter. Anderson turns, hands to the fullback, and he is mashed at the 20-yard line as soon as he takes the handoff. Was that Taylor again? No, that was Kennedy. That was Derek Kennedy, the freshman deep.
Backup tackle that's a true freshman who's in your backfield 3 yards making a tackle on your running back.
2nd down and 12. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Anderson fakes to his tailback. Now rolls along the 10, throws a long one upfield, and it is overthrown up in the 50-yard line. Don Bibb had the coverage on Burns, but Burns actually had a step. A perfectly thrown ball could have gone for a big one.
And that was behind Louisville secondary, but the ball was overthrown.
He threw that on a line, too. Anderson's got a pretty strong arm. Haven't had a chance to see it that much. 3rd down and 12. Louisville looking like they might walk up to a blitz. Here they come. Esters breaks through and slams him down at the 5-yard line. They're going to rule that he first hit him at the 7. Tony Esters threw him down actually back inside the 5, and Anderson is very slow to get up. He did have a dislocated shoulder earlier in the year, but looks to be okay as he jogs off the field.
So often you'll see a guy come through free and unblocked. Allow him to get away from him, took him down for the big sack.
14-yard loss, so Paramore will punt from his end zone. He has the wind with him, and he hits a pretty good floating punt. Clark is going to let it bounce. I think his son was bothering him, and he didn't want to risk fielding it. It's down at the 46-yard line. Clark looked like he was going to field the ball and then backed away and waved his...
Been able to get the ball up and down field, but they've been stalled inside the 5 and came away with no points 2 different times in this game. They've got to get some more on the board.
They lead 7-3. Redmond hands off to Rico Williams, and he slams into the right side of the line. Can't find much room, but does continue to drive and gain about 5 hard-fought yards to the 40.
After basically secured the ball, ran the ball, used his kicking game, and set on top of a 10-0 lead that held up throughout the rest of the ball game for them.
Memphis has rushed for only 9 yards. That was a 5-yard gain by Rico Williams then, and Redmond will hand off to Williams again, and this time he ducks away from a man, but then is hit for a loss. He had no chance. He was hit as soon as he took the handoff, dodged the first one, but went down after that.
Somebody for
3rd down and 6 for Louisville. Cards lead 7-3 with 5:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Last home game for U of L, who winds up at North Carolina next week and then Houston in 2 weeks. Fullback shifts in motion to the left. Redmond throws the screen pass. It is caught at the 45. It is Williams or Cheresika. Is it trying to get away and can't? It was Rico Williams who was tackled just inside the 40. It'll be short of a first down. And
on the other side of the 50 and have not really been able to generate anything out of it.
Forsyth will punt from midfield. Carr is at the 10 to return. And Jeremy hits another high short one. Carr will call for a fair catch and gather it in at the 13-yard line. So Memphis takes over trailing Louisville.
And coming away with no points on those 2 separate occasions, I think, took away some of the momentum of that Louisville offense, Paul. And I think, the more the defense goes out on the field, the better the chance Memphis is going to have of coming up with a big play.
Cadre Anderson will work from a shotgun set with 5 receivers. Anderson backs up to the 2. He fires one upfield. It is caught at the 28-yard line. The receiver loses his balance after making the catch, and that was Floyd who makes the catch for the first down out past the 25-yard line.
They're going with the no-huddle offense here, Paul. The 2-minute drill for Memphis.
With 4:21 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Tigers from their own 26-yard line. Again, 5 receivers. Anderson from a shotgun. Rolls to the right. Running at the 20. Up to the 25. Is clipped from behind by Tyrus McLeod and just shoved off balance and falls at the 27-yard line for a gain of a yard.
Pretty good strategy by Memphis to been able to do effectively. And also they're going to force that defensive line into a heavy pass rush situation, which wears you down pretty quickly.
2nd and 9. Carl Powell jumps too soon, and flags are thrown, and a play will not go through. Powell is protesting that he was drawn off sides by Memphis's Ron Sills, the right tackle. They'll step off 5 yards against Louisville, and it will be 2nd down and 4 for Memphis. Louisville leads 7-3. 3:43 left to play in the third quarter. Louisville 6 penalties for 45 yards today.
I'm betting Leland Taylor's going to have a shot at making a big play up the middle here, though, with everybody spread out. Nobody in the backfield. Watch for the L train on a good rush up the middle.
Shotgun snap to Anderson. Sets. He throws. It is incomplete at the 37-yard line. His receiver, Chancey Carr, reached up, and it just glanced off his finger. Now almost through 3 more quarters. They have only kicked a field goal today.
Well, the other thing they're doing is to slow down that pass rush. They are double-teaming Taylor, at least they did on the last play, and they're throwing the ball very quickly.
From the shotgun, Anderson has it on 3rd and 4, backs up to the 20. Scrambles to the right, has an open man, Scruggs. He catches it at the 37-yard line, and then the tackle is made at the 38. It would be enough for a first down, but...
3rd down and 22.
I just wonder if you poke him if air comes out or if all sport comes out. Hey, Greg Brom, get your pocket knife out and go over and see what comes out of that all sport mascot.
I'm going to see if I can change places with him. It's probably a lot warmer in there.
3rd and 22 for the Tigers from their own 14. No shotgun set this time. Anderson has an eye backfield, and he takes it. He fades back to the 5. Now he's going to throw one. It's batted up into the air and incomplete. Thought for a moment that Riley had caught that, but it did pick it up apparently on the first.
Hit that one down, and Louisville looks like they might want to go for the block here. Now they're backing out.
Paramore standing at his 1-yard line. Rico Clark at the 50 to return. A bit of a low snap, but he boots a low spiral this time. Clark at the 48, splits 2 defenders, loses the ball, picks it back up and runs across to the 40. By a man at the 35, cuts to the outside of the 25. He's to the 15, needs one more block. Hit at the 5, can't quite get in there. He's down to the 2-yard line. Rico Clark runs it back for big yardage, 43 yards to the 3-yard line of Memphis, breaking tackles left and right.
Got great blocking to turn around to make sure that he didn't get called on, but good blocking for the Cardinals, and we see that Chris Redmond is the quarterback in this goal line situation.
After Payne had tried the previous 2, that was a 51-yard return correction by Rico Clark, and Memphis is going to call a timeout to try and gather themselves. Assistant at Wyoming, enjoying himself. Cards have a 1st and goal at the 3 after a Rico Clark 51-yard punt return. Cards lead 7-0. Redmond, the quarterback, rolls to the right, looking for a receiver, has Green in the end zone and throws it too far. Incomplete, 2nd and goal for Louisville.
Good play call, I think. They did have, you can approach it 1 of 2 ways. You can say, well, let's try and chip away and get it, but I think Louisville made the right decision there, throwing the ball on 1st and goal.
Full house backfield, handoff to Ryan Wade. He runs it in. Touchdown, Ryan Wade, the first one of his career.
And there were 11 Louisville guys in the end zone and a whole bunch of Memphis guys on the goal line, and the whole Louisville team is running down there to congratulate him. And it's like an intentional celebration, personal foul there.
That's a 15-yard penalty for everyone running it. That's the first time he's even carried the ball.
unsportsmanlike conduct, and I'm not sure that was spontaneous. That looked to me like somewhere on the sidelines they said, by gosh, if we get in the end zone, we want everybody to come down and party.
No, everybody else ran onto the field.
Yeah.
He ran off the field, and they need to get him on for the extra point team. Akers ready for the point after try. Snap is there. And the kick hits the upright and back.